The S197s are the best looking out of all the 4th generation Coyotes. What do you think? Now, when these S197s came out in 2011, it was a whole game changer. In 2023, is that still the case? Now let's get the bad things aside. There's a couple that stand out. Of course, the biggest is the transmission that these S197s have. The MT82 is a factor that you'll want to consider when looking into these S197s. Ford took cheap parts and threw them thinking that it'll work, but you can ask the 2nd and 3rd gears on these transmissions how they feel about it. With the motor, a few small Achilles heels are the oil pump gears and the crank sprocket. If you're going to heavily modify these cars, those are probably the first ones to go, since the OEM parts are a bit weaker, and when installing stronger ones, you'll be just fine. Another not so big one, but also to consider, is your 2-piece drive shaft. Now these S197s come with a Gen 1 Coyote V8. Why are these good engines? A reason many choose these motors is because they love boost, being able to handle around 600 horsepower before things go left. Another reason is the simplicity when it comes to upgrading and modifying these Coyotes. Stuff like the Boss 302 manifold to the fuel injectors to the fuel pump are simple enough for any Mustang lover to install. Whether you're thinking of dragging this car or wanting a nice daily driver, these S197s are pretty reliable and able to handle a lot, even with series miles. A few questions I saw when I made this video a while ago were the following. Is it worth getting an MT82 car? In my opinion, as long as you take care of these transmissions and also find out how many miles are on one, how did the previous owner drive, as long as you check all your boxes, there's nothing wrong with owning one of these S197s. Another question I see is it a good daily driver? Honestly, with these Mustangs, you can just simply jump into one and go for around 200,000 miles. Now, in my opinion, if you want a better driving experience or just a nice daily driver, there's 2 things that I would recommend: Driveshaft and also your suspension. After putting around 20,000 miles on my S197, I'll tell you my experience. Well, first off, let's get the bad stuff out the way. Now, these are 10-plus-year-old cars, so some things are going to wear out. Simple, but also things that I had to replace were things like the e-brake, AC actuator, headlights fogging up. When it comes to the motor, I have no complaints. This is the first car that I've been fully involved in and drives perfectly, and also really helped me learning more about cars and motors. Now, when I first installed the cold air intake in the tune, I thought the experience couldn't get any better. But now, sort of being full bolt-on, my experience just keeps getting better and better. And I've been in the driver's seat and also in the passenger seat of my own car. And there's just a nice thrill when you downshift into second and letting it rip. So if you're looking for a car that's not only reliable, but also very fun, whether naturally aspirated or forced induction, these Mustangs are a good car to consider. Comment below what you think. Like the video if I made good points, and also subscribe for more videos like these. Thank you.